Hi everybody, my name is Chris Bisogni. I'm an occupational therapist from Buffalo Pediatric and Hand Therapy. And now I'd like to talk about what an OT telehealth session is going to look like. Just like sessions in the clinic, OT telehealth sessions are specifically catered to meet the needs and goals of each individual child. Sessions are usually going to be about an hour long, which might sound like a long time for a child to sit in front of a computer screen. However, it's actually very unlikely the child is going to be asked to sit in front of the screen the entire time. The OT will probably start out the session by asking a couple of questions to the parent and to the child if they have something to contribute. I always like to ask about specific challenges that have come up within the last week or since the last time that everybody has met. I've also been encouraging parents to share with me challenges that have come up since we've been put on the shelter-in-place orders. This can be anything, not just things that are related to goals. I'll ask about day-to-day schedules, self-care activities, really anything that the family and the child is struggling with, I would love to know more about. This is a great time for the therapist to make sure they're on the same page as the family, and the therapist can make adjustments or modifications to their plan for that telehealth session to meet the needs of the child for that day. After the interview and question portion, the OT is going to move to a big body movement portion. This can look really different depending on the interests and needs of the child, but it will probably include some kind of obstacle course, Simon Says, relay races, yoga, exercises, or a review of the home exercise program that you already were given, like the astronaut program. Therapists will be using whatever resources are already available in the home when they're asking parents to help build these obstacle courses. I like to encourage parents to use couch cushions, pillows, blankets, laundry baskets, whatever they already have lying around for the obstacle courses. You probably already have everything you need in your home. There's no need to run out and buy anything. Therapists will use whatever the resources the family already has to incorporate as much heavy work as possible. This will probably incorporate some kind of carrying, pushing, pulling, or lifting. These are all great ways for children to meet their sensory and movement needs during the session. I also encourage parents to take the ideas of the different ways that we move during therapy time and help the child to move outside of therapy time using those strategies. After our gross motor and sensory time, we'll move on to a fine motor task. And again, this might look different depending on the needs of the child. We might ask you if you can set up another camera using an iPad or a phone. It's okay if you don't have it, but this might be helpful if we're doing a handwriting task. That way, the therapist can look at the child and the way that they're holding their writing utensil. We will be doing writing activities with paper or on the Zoom app. The child can trace directly on the app using their finger if it's a phone or a tablet, or they can use the mouse on the computer. We might also be sending work over the internet, over email, ahead of time, like worksheets or other handwriting activities for the parent to print out if that's a resource that they have. Parents will usually be emailed ahead of time asking to identify resources that they have that we can use for handwriting and for crafting, or if they need to print something out ahead of time. Therapists will, just like in the gross motor activities, incorporate the resources that the family already has into the telehealth session. I always like to wrap up my telehealth sessions by reviewing all of the activities that we did and asking the parent if they have any questions. I also like to encourage parents to try out some of the activities that we did in the session during the week before we meet again. Keep in mind that sessions might not always go as planned, but the OTs are more than prepared, and we are flexible and able to change and adapt on a second's notice. With new technology and constantly changing challenges, we never really know what's going to come up in a telehealth session, but the OT is going to be prepared to help the family and the child as their needs require.